check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey, so you see Olaf back there, he's still in here. But anyway, we're gonna be talking about this guy right here. I thought I was gonna take care of the air conditioning first, but I think the convertible top is at a point where I need to address it first. So it doesn't open. So what I'm gonna have to do is follow some emergency opening procedures and get back there and release it manually. What I did was started the process electrically, and this window here rolled down all the way, as did the other one, but the trim itself did not go down. So I'm not sure if the trim was supposed to go down with it or not, but needless to say, it's causing me some grief. And I'm not really, yeah. See, look, it's not even attached. Oh, geez, this car. All right, this is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna lower the top because I need to get to the hydraulic system in here. But I'm seeing some other problems with this top, and more than likely, it's probably gonna need to be replaced. So we'll see. But first things first, let's get this top open. So the clamshell opens with an Allen and this little brass fitting down there. Let me see if I can get a picture of that. Yeah, there we go. There's a little brass colored fitting right there that will open the clamshell. So I'm gonna get that clamshell open and then attempt to open the convertible top. Okay, I think I found out what's wrong with the opener here. So I don't know if you can see this very well. It seems blurry. There we go. This micro switch lever was attached with what looks like a silicone or a liquid metal or something in the hopes that, there's the micro switch, you hear that? That this thing would resolve it. Seems like a simple fix. I think I can replace that lever and maybe, just maybe, get this top down. Okay, I'd say that's progress. I've got the top off, or in the service position. I'm gonna take it all the way down, but just to kind of get you up to speed on what's going on here, I actually removed the entire mechanism here that clamps the lid, or the convertible top in this case, to the front of the vehicle. So the mechanism itself is here, and you can see that you know, it's certainly broken, and the previous owner tried to be creative in trying to fix this, but instead of replacing the part, they use some kind of weld, JB weld or something to hold the plastic in place. That's not going to happen. So anyway, I took it off, and now the top is willfully coming down. So I'm going to get the windows down here just in case that's some kind of safety requirement, because the windows do go down when I roll down or when I try to lower the top. So I'm going to go ahead and get the windows down and then try to get the top all the way down. Okay, I'm going to try to get these little side clamshells. Okay. Looks like it hadn't been covered in a while, and there's probably a good reason for that. So I'm gonna do the other side, and then I'm gonna clam it up. Get it? I'm gonna clam it up. Oh, God. All right, so now I can open. I didn't have the clamshell opened all the... Help me on that side, would you? Just get it to the halfway mark. There we go. Right there. It's good. Okay. All right, so this is basically the service position, and I'm gonna reattach that motor right here, which locks into the front of the windshield. And again, that was broken, and I have some file footage I'm sure I'm showing at this time. So I'm gonna get all that reconnected and see if this will work. Okay, I went ahead and installed it, nothing really exciting. There's 4 T30 bolts here that are now in place. And so what I gotta do is I gotta get an Allen key in there to crank that latch down so that the lock can fit right here in this spot. So I'm gonna try to do it without having to do that and see if I can get the system to respond, but I'm not optimistic, so I'm gonna give it a try. All right, this is me trying to get the system to do it without having... Okay. It's working. Well, it doesn't sound like it's gonna open, but it sounds a lot better mechanically wise. Anyway, those pumps weren't working before. I'm guessing it's a pump. It may actually be those side motors. I'd have to pop that thing up to see, but now let me see if I can close it. Nothing. All right, I'm not having luck getting it open. However, the pump is making noise, so I'm making progress. I just got to figure out where the fail point is. So this is what it's making. So that's when I try to bring the top up, and then when I try to bring the top down, yeah. And that's exactly where the pump is right there. This conduit here, which is just basically cabling conduit, they rigged it up to drain the water into this tray here, this plastic tray, and it clogged. I mean, it's as simple as that. I need to get a light in there. Okay, so right down there is where the water is supposed to drain, and I'm gonna see what happens. Let's try it again. I hear water dribbling outside. And there it is. All right, what I want to do now is use a little bit of compressed air just to kind of blow out any debris or anything that may be in down the tube. All right, and I have the other camera rolling. So what I want to do is see how the water drain is. Okay, here we go. Nice and fast. All right, good. So this side is not the problem. All right, this one definitely looks like it's got some crud in there. I mean, lots of crud. I'm not even sure what that is. And the drain tube just kind of popped off, and it's got some material in there that I'll need to clean out. But yeah, so I'm gonna stick something in there and see if it bites me. Let's see. Yeah, what the hell is that? But the drain itself, unsure on the drain. Nope. Okay. So the water is going somewhere. All right, I got the tire off. No problem with this one at all, even though it's covered in rust. One thing that I'm really enjoying is that Porsche, like everything else they do, thinks about how we're going to be dealing with tire changes, and they give us a lip on the hat part of the rotor. This is the rotor, this is the hat, and then they put a lip here so that you can rest your wheel, which is ginormous. Look at the size of that thing. While you line up the holes and get your lug nuts back in. I'm going to take these 10 mil nuts off to get to the liner so I can unclog this drain. Watch out for that dust. Oof. All right, that is clogged. Big time. All right, let's get a closer look. There you go. All right, I'm in the shadow, apologize. Yeah, that right there is a pretty clogged up drain there. I'm gonna try to stick a fork, or not a fork, but a tool in there and see if I can wring it out and get some water out of it. Let me try it. Okay, let's see if I can get it to gush. Not that much water in there, but right when I said tool, it started draining. So that's a good sign. There. Oh yeah. Look at that clogged mess. I think I did something because I got water all over my lens. Yeah, exactly. It should be instant. Very good. All right. I'm probably going to go back on the other side and unclog it some more too before I wash this car. So as part of the overhaul of the Cabriolet top, I need to have the hydraulic rams rebuilt. So I'm going to have to take those out. I've been kind of putting that off because I was hoping that I could get the rest of the components to work, but it looks like I do have a leak, and I am leaking hydraulic fluid. So it's possible that it just can't pressurize to run through the process. The cabriolet on the Porsche requires a series of events to happen in a certain order for it to either open or close, and one of those obviously is to pressurize the rams and get them to move, and that's not happening. So I'm going to pull that out, I'm going to set you up, and we'll go over the whole process. So here we go. Okay, let me just kind of go over the components of the lifting mechanism. So right now I've got the clamshell open. That's this mechanism right here. It's not hydraulically driven. There's a potentiometer somewhere in there. And then the motor itself is what pulls these cables and lifts and actuates the clamshell. The actual components of the top itself are right here. So that there is the hydraulic pump, and then each side has a hydraulic piston that needs to be removed, along with obviously all of the hydraulic cabling and the power. Out. Like that. Okay, here we go. So that's disconnected. Now I'm going to move on to the struts, and those are 13 mils. And I'll start on this side. All right, there are two 13 mil bolts there on the ram. You can see one right there, and then there's one on the other side. I'm gonna use my electric ratchet and pop these out real quick. Okay, pretty straightforward. I'll knock out the other side. So this side here has an extra bar here that I gotta pop off. There's one, and just kind of lift and push. One down here too. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so that comes off as well, along with these two clips that hold this arm in place. All right, I'm gonna have to remove the clamshell motor here because it is in the way. Okay. And the same thing, take that off, clip, clip. There's a couple of 10 mil bolts on the back side here. There we go. Up and out of the way. So let me put these back on here so I don't lose them. All right, so I'm getting ready to take this apart, get the hydraulic fluid out of these pistons to get them ready for shipment, because I got to get them over to a rebuilder to have them rebuild these for me so I can get them back in the cab. So let me go ahead and take that apart. Yeah, so I expect this to make a mess. I've got a towel, I got a couple of towels lying around, and I got a bucket down there to drain the fluid out of these hoses because they're gonna make a mess. So I'm gonna start with this one here, and as you can see, this here is on the driver's side, and the driver's side sit on top. One red, one blue. These are banjo bolts. And so with banjo bolts, there are washers, and more than likely all this hardware is going to need to be replaced because it is seeping. You can see hydraulic fluid, moisture, or, you know, liquid. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so yeah, there is copper compression washers in between the bolt and the banjo, and then in between the threaded part and the next banjo, and then the banjo to the pump. And the banjo to the pump is thick. The other ones are wafer thin. And here. Okay. All right, before I ship these off, they want me to shove them in some plastic bags and of course wrap them carefully so that they don't get damaged. But I'm gonna mark these as passenger and driver, just in case. Oh, hey. Yeah, so as you saw, I got a lot of work to do on this car. This top is giving me a lot of trouble. I've spent a little bit of money on it already, but I suspect I'm gonna have to buy a whole new top. So I'm not gonna screw around anymore. I'm gonna go to a local junkyard. I think I have a lead on a couple of tops that I'm gonna go take a look at next week. So what's the plan? Well, I have the rams are coming back. Those are the hydraulic lifters. They're rebuilt. I got contacted today. They're on the way. I should get them back by the middle of the week. So as soon as I get a new top, I'll put it all back together and I'll have a functional convertible top. And as you can tell by the interior, I have a whole lot of work going on. I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but I have a new steering wheel, new to me anyway. But more on that in a future episode. So before I say goodbye, I just have one thing I want to say. For those of you who watch my videos and don't subscribe, please consider subscribing. There's something called a YouTube algorithm, whatever that is. You need to subscribe and like in order for me to get recognized for what I'm doing. And I really enjoy making these videos, so I would love to continue, but I need your support. So, like, subscribe, give me a smiley face, give me a thumbs down. If you don't like it, just tell me why. But, I mean, what's not to like? I mean, look, I'm driving and not even looking at the road. So anyway, with that said, thanks for watching Yogi Garage. We'll see you next time.
Check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie. I could truly be moody. I could have played the French in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp, make an MC into a wide.